Hey everyone, and welcome to the Easy Chat English podcast. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Ethan. In today's episode, we're talking about something super important, how to introduce yourself in English. Whether it's at a party, a job interview, or meeting someone for the first time, making a great first impression can really make a difference.
That's right, and we're sharing some personal stories about times we had to introduce ourselves in English, along with useful tips and vocabulary to help you out. So let's get started.
So let's start with the basics. When you introduce yourself, you usually begin with your name, where you're from, and what you do. It's pretty simple, but it's important to get it right.
Exactly. For example, you can say something like, "Hi, my name is Amelia. I'm from Ukraine. I work as a YouTuber." When I first moved to Canada, I remember using that structure a lot. It helped me feel more confident, especially when I was nervous about speaking in English.
Oh, I totally relate. When I started studying abroad, I'd often say, "Hi, I'm Ethan, and I'm originally from Sweden. I'm studying philosophy." It's a simple introduction, but it helps you feel more comfortable, especially when there's a language barrier.
That's a great point. For our listeners, try using this structure next time you introduce yourself. "Hi, my name is, I'm from, I work as..." It's a great way to present yourself clearly.
Yes, and remember, being confident and clear can make a huge difference in making a great first impression.
Now that we've got the basics down, let's talk about adding some personal details. This can make your introduction more engaging. For example, you can mention a hobby or an interest.
That's right, when I introduce myself, I like to say, "In my free time, I enjoy painting and hiking." It gives people a little more to remember about you and can start a conversation.
Absolutely. For me, I often mention that I love playing guitar. It's a great way to find common ground with people. Like, "Hey, I'm Amelia, and I love playing the guitar. It's my way to relax after a busy day."
Yes, adding personal details like this can make your introduction feel more natural. So listeners, try saying something like, "In my free time, I enjoy..." Or "One thing I'm passionate about is..." It helps make the conversation more engaging.
And don't worry if you're a little nervous at first. Practice makes perfect.
Now let's talk about adjusting your introduction depending on the context. Well, sometimes you might need a more formal introduction, like in a job interview, and other times you can be more casual, like at a party.
Yeah, I remember when I was interviewing for a job, I said, "Good afternoon, my name is Amelia. I have over 5 years of experience in online marketing, and I'm excited about the opportunity to join your team." It's a little more formal, but it shows that you're professional.
That's a great example. For a casual setting, you might say, "Hey, I'm Ethan, and I just moved here from Chicago. I'm looking forward to exploring the area." It's friendly and relaxed.
Yes, adjusting your introduction is about knowing what's appropriate for the setting. Remember these words: formal, casual, appropriate, and adjust. They'll help you feel more confident in different situations.
And don't forget, even in a formal setting, a warm smile and friendly tone can go a long way.
Okay, let's move on to making a lasting impression. When you introduce yourself, you want people to remember you for the right reasons.
Exactly. Things like maintaining eye contact, smiling, and using a friendly tone can really help. When I first moved to New York, I was really shy, but I learned that a smile can make people feel more comfortable around you.
That's so true. I've found that having open body language, like not crossing your arms, makes a big difference too. And being approachable makes people more likely to remember you.
For our listeners, try practicing in front of a mirror. Pay attention to your eye contact, body language, and friendly smile. These little things can make your introduction memorable.
And don't be afraid to practice with a friend. It's a great way to get feedback.
Let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid when introducing yourself. One mistake I see often is speaking too fast, especially when people are nervous.
Yes, I've done that before too. You start talking quickly and suddenly it's hard for people to understand you. It's better to slow down and speak clearly.
Another mistake is using overly complex vocabulary. When I first started learning English, I thought I had to use big words to sound smart, but simple language is usually better.
Exactly. And don't forget to smile. If you look nervous, it can make the other person feel awkward too. So, smile and try to enjoy the conversation.
So remember, listeners, avoid speaking too fast, use simple language, and don't forget to smile. These tips will help you make a great impression.
Now, we can't stress this enough. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice your introduction, the more confident you'll feel.
That's right. When I was learning English, I'd practice in front of a mirror. It felt a little silly at first, but it helped me get used to the way I sounded.
I did the same. And practicing with a friend is great too. They can give you feedback and help you improve.
Listeners, try practicing your introduction using these tips. It's all about building confidence. And remember, making mistakes is okay. That's how we learn.
All right, let's recap what we talked about today. We went over the basic structure of a self-introduction, adding personal details, adjusting your introduction for different contexts, tips for making a lasting impression, and common mistakes to avoid.
We hope these tips and examples help you feel more confident when introducing yourself in English. Remember, practice makes perfect, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you have any stories about introducing yourself in English, we'd love to hear them. Share your stories with us on social media or in the comments.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review.
Until next time, keep practicing and stay confident. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.